This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV at CES 2015. It's hard to believe, 8th year going to CES. This is, of course, CES Unveiled, which is how they introduce CES each year. To my immediate right is Kyle Nell. He's Executive Director for Lowe's Innovation Labs. I hope I got that right.
You got it, that's it.
So I take it you're representing Lowe's, the store, like the retail outlet?
Exactly, yep.
So what the heck does Lowe's have an interest in VR for?
Well, so it's a broader interest in doing things and building things that you wouldn't expect Lowe's to work on. And I think the AR and VR is a big part of that. So this was actually a story not too long ago. What we do is we hire science fiction writers, give them all of our marketing research data and trend data, and they come out with possible futures. So this was the first story that came out of that process about a year and a half ago. And then what we do is we go and we find the right partners to make those stories a reality.
So let's rewind a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I'm hearing science fiction writers, and you know, I mean, we're talking about a hardware store. Right. So let's rewind a little bit as to why this has meaning to Lowe. So why is there an importance for these science fiction writers?
Because what they do is they're uniquely qualified to be able to take all of the possibilities and the things that could happen and to imagine how that might actually unfold. So that's what I'm most interested in. I'm not really interested in, quite frankly, the next cool VR thing or AR. I'm interested in how it affects people's lives, and that's what Lowe's is interested in. So one of the big core problems that people have always had, and anyone that's ever done remodeling can attest to this, is that visualizing, like pulling what you think you want in your head, out and communicating that to your significant other or to a contractor or even to yourself is really, really, really hard. And so we wanted to create something that would allow people to do that. And clearly virtual reality and augmented reality is one possible way to do that. But there were so many at the time, this was before Oculus came out, when this story came out, there were so many massive hurdles to get there. But having that story helped us to be able to communicate inside of Lowe's what the heck we were trying to do. And also to our potential partners, startup partners, this is what our vision is, this is where we want to take this. And then allow these other startup partners to help us figure out how we might actually do this thing.
So are the science fiction writers, are they the futurists, like envisioning the world of the future, and is Lowe's trying to build that future? Is that a core idea here?
That's it. So I would say they're actually real science fiction writers. They're not, like futurists kind of sitting with an armchair, like, oh, in the future, we'll all have implants in our heads, those kind of things. It's more very tactical and very real in the next 2, 5, and 10 years down the road of how these things could actually change.
So let's talk about it from a very practical point of view. I mean, we've got the science fiction writer, they've got a vision, then I take it Lowe's is working on ways to materialize this vision. So from a consumer who's I'm just a hammer and nails kind of guy, and I'm like more like a sore thumb at a jackhammer convention, to be honest. How is this practical for me as an end consumer? How does this affect my life?
Yeah, so once again, this solves one of these core problems that people have always had. How do I get these ideas out of my head and have it in some sort of tangible thing that I can say, this is what I want, and share that with other people? And then also see how much that thing that I want might cost. So you take all these uncertainties out of the equation. So the way that it is, and the way that it is in these 2 stores in Toronto, is you would walk up to the hollow room, there are actual rooms inside of the store, and we have thousands of Lowe's, real Lowe's products. And this is the key issue, is content. It's having real things that you can actually buy with all of the different pieces there, so you can see how it might actually look. So you build out, you choose a template of a bathroom, you populate it and build it out with real Lowe's products, and then you walk inside of this hollow room, which is basically just a 20 by 20 square foot room with an iPad, augmented reality, and walk around, and you and your significant other, or you by yourself, can see and feel how these things might actually look inside of that space.
So for those who are not familiar with augmented reality, I just want to make sure people follow this, is that the tablet or the iPad or the smartphone, it has a camera, so it picks up the real world around us. And through the Lowe's software, it's enhancing this world with things that they could buy from the store, tools, and so on, and they see a complete picture. Is that accurate?
That's exactly it. It overlays that augmented world on top of the existing world, and so you can walk around and see how those real objects are overlaid with these virtual objects to give you a sense of what it might be like.
So I would see 2 benefits out of this. I mean, right off the bat, if I'm a client or a customer and I'm looking to decorate my home, I only get one shot every 15 years, and if I mess it up, I'm living with that for the next 15 years. Yes. So that's opportunity 1. opportunity too is, do you think there's a cost savings for Lowe's? Like, is there a risk of return of products and so on if customers don't get it right?
Most definitely. So we want our customers to be happy with their remodel. So there were actually, when we were doing the research on this and starting this whole process, there are actually therapists that specialize in remodels gone bad. If there's therapists that specialize in that particular thing, there's a problem there that we can help solve. And the root of it was what you were thinking didn't actually show up. And so taking that out solves all that uncertainty. So going through the remodel process, which can be a lengthy process and a costly one, knowing that you have gotten what you really want out to the people that are going to make it a reality, takes all of that uncertainty and that nervousness out of it. It makes the whole experience so much better. So in the future, people will be more likely to do the next remodel and just to change and modify their homes to the way that they really want it to, rather than be fearful of, oh, you know, better to leave it alone because I don't know how it's going to turn out.
So what I'm hearing is Lowe's has these holographic rooms. It's about 20 by 20 rooms, and they use their pads and their tablets to, to visualize. Are they able to create a template from their own home, or do they have to use pre-existing templates? Yeah,
so you can do both. So you can actually build out your exact specifications of your bathroom, or you can use the templates that are provided. The nice thing about bathrooms are, the vast majority of bathrooms are fairly similar, right? They're not kitchens, they're not that, and we did that on purpose. Fewer items to start out with, and then also more uniform type spaces. But people can adjust, but few folks that walk into a Lowe's probably know off the top of their head the exact square footage or square meters of their bathroom.
So this is focused on the washroom, I take it. Are you looking at other rooms in the home as well?
We are, clearly. We didn't just build this just to do 2 stores in Canada for right now, or just for bathrooms or washrooms in Canada, but we needed a place to learn. So the best way to describe it is we have hundreds of toilets. How do you serve up hundreds of toilets in a way that people can pick from them and it makes sense? So we just have to put it into people's hands and see how they use it, and then iterate from there.
See, right off the bat, your product just scored 20 points because you're a fellow Canadian, you see.
There you go.
Are you looking at having this rolled out in the US as well?
Yeah, that's obviously the plan, is to roll it out further. How we do it is kind of up for as things iterate and change. But once again, we didn't just do it for the 2 stores in Canada.
And remind me, which stores are, I mean, you don't have to give the exact address, but where are they located approximately?
They're in the greater Toronto area. Both of them are.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You see, I knew I'd find something at CES Unveiled. This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV. We'll, of course, be back with more. Thank you for watching.